Are you recording the whole thing? Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to Old Soul Farm. I'm Catherine.
Leonard. Charlotte.
And we are here today to do another devotional from the very best hands-on, kind of dangerous family devotionals by Tim Shoemaker. Okay? All right. So you guys have two bowls in front of you, and let's say that one of those bowls represents you, your personality, your intelligence, things like that. And then another bowl represents things that happen to you, good, bad, whatever. So one represents you, doesn't matter which one, and the other one represents things that happen to you. Now, there are edible things in both of the bowls. What does edible mean?
You're able to eat it.
You're able to eat it, okay? So I would like you to go ahead and take the spoon, and like the smallest tiny little bit you can taste.
Of each?
Well, I just do one.
You said tiny.
Yeah, tiny, just because we don't want to waste it with what we're doing here.
I go for the soup stuff.
How do you like the taste of it? How do you like the taste of yours, Charlotte?
This is good.
How do you like the taste of yours?
This tastes like chocolate. After a little bit, it actually tastes pretty good, like something familiar, but...
All right, so Leonard, let me ask you, since you chose the one that didn't taste so good, how often would you like me to serve something like that, like just in a bowl?
Not often.
Not often. Not very good. So it didn't taste very good, right? So Charlotte, yours wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But definitely better, I guess, than what Leonard chose. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix them together in the mugs. All right. Let's see how this is gonna go.
Put in this way first. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Faster, Charlotte. Fast. There you go. Fast. There you go.
What is that?
What do you think we're gonna be making?
Chocolate,
You can use a fork or a spoon, whichever.
ice cream.
I think we're gonna be making ice cream.
I think that too. Maybe chocolate ice cream because this sort of tastes. Or maybe even a milkshake.
Oh, maybe a milkshake. That's alright. We'll clean it up.
Maybe. This is dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerously messy, yes. Charlotte, you make a little mess over there too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I already made a pile.
So did Leonard.
I made a lot.
Okay, well I'm going to give you a hint. We're going to bake it in the microwave. So what do you think we're making?
Hot chocolate.
We're going
Bake.
to bake it. Go ahead and mix it together with your forks. Just carefully.
Cake.
So you're saying cake?
Cake powder. Milkshake. I don't know.
Mix it all up so everything dries now wet.
Pudding.
Pudding.
This
looks
looks
good.
good.
Okay, if it's all dry, then we're going to put it in the microwave, okay? And we'll come back.
Where do I put this? In that.
You can put the dirty fork in the dirty bowls. Just put it in the bowl. Okay, and let's go put it in the microwave. Good? Okay. Here we go. Okay, so the kids are over at the microwave now. They're putting one mug at a time, and they're putting it in for 1 minute and 45 seconds. And it'll be just a second before we show you what we came up with.
Yours. Nothing but chocolate.
All right, so you guys go ahead and give it a try, like a little bite. With your forks, yes. Blow on it first if you think it's going to be too hot. Right, you can have a little bit of it, right? What does it kind of taste like?
Brownie.
Brownie? Okay, this is a mug cake.
What?
Yeah, It's a cake that you just made in a mug. Pretty cool, and it tastes a whole lot better than some of the ingredients did before we mixed them together and baked them, right?
Yeah.
So it tastes a lot better than it did with the ingredients before we mixed them and then we baked them. And that's the way that life is too, guys, that there are all kinds of aspects of our life that we may not be all that excited about. Okay, so on one side, we wish that we had more abilities, we wish that we were better at sports or maybe smarter at something, a better reader, but we love that the good things happen to us in life. But we probably feel like we might be happier or that we could live without the bad stuff, right? It's like, well, why do we need all this bad stuff? Why can't it all just be good and happy and everything? But remember, the cake needs every one of these ingredients, most of which don't taste very good by themselves. Okay? Our lives are no different. Our lives are made up of things that taste good and things that taste bad. And just like the cake, we need all of those elements in our lives to make us into the person that God wants us to be. God uses all of those elements, the good and the bad, and can make something really good out of them. Cake. I like cake a lot. No, you're not allowed to eat it yet. And we know here, this is from Romans, from the Bible, Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. What would happen if we had the power to stop any hard or bad thing from happening to us? Is it possible that we would never become all God designed us to be? It's possible. Everything was always good all the time. Maybe we wouldn't end up turning out the way that God would want us to be. And not saying it has to be really bad in a sad, sort of scary way. It's just hard. It's a challenge. Okay? That's sometimes the way that God builds us. Okay? So what if after mixing all the ingredients together in a mug, we never put the mug in the microwave? What would we get?
Some
Sloshy, gooey thing. Sloshy, gooey thing, right? So it was actually, what did putting it in the microwave do?
Exploded it. It made the ingredients mixed together.
Your fork made all the mixing, but what did the microwave add into the mixture? It added heat, and it baked it, so it made it hard, and it did kind of explode and bubble over a little bit, but the heat added to it was baking it. So that's one thing that it's the same way with us. There are times in our life where we go through an oven of sorts. Okay? Think of the heat as from the oven or microwave as the pressure or some of the bad things that might go on around us or in our lives.
Sort of like Hansel and Gretel, except they actually got put in the oven.
Right, and that's just a fairy tale, so that's good. Okay, so think about it more like maybe we're in a fight with a friend, or maybe we're upset because we don't have a friend. Maybe there's some sort of change going on that we're just not really comfortable with. Okay, that could be causing some heat, or maybe we embarrassed ourselves, or we messed something up in some way, and we can't change any of that. We can't take it back, but it helps build us into a person. We learn from it, and it helps build us into the person that God wants us to be. So just like the microwave oven turned the goop into a cake, the hard times in life often produce something unexpected and good in us. Sometimes the heat is needed to solidify us into someone who is much better or better off than we would have been ourselves. Okay?
We are gonna be the best.
Alright, so when you feel dissatisfied with your abilities, with your intelligence, all the things that make them who you are, when you start to get upset or thinking that you're missing out on something, who do you think you should give that feeling to?
God.
Right, you want to give to God. How would we do that? Pray. Right, we would pray to him. Okay, so when you feel discouraged about hard things that maybe are feeling like you're putting some weight on you, like you got a lot of work at school or a lot of chores around, you just feel like you got a lot going on, who do we give that to?
God. We
give it to God. Okay? He produces great things that you'd never expect, things that you'll really, really like cake. All right, so I've got a can of frosting here to finish our mug cake off just right. And this is a reminder as well, when we give ourselves to God, When we believe, He uses the good things that happen and the bad, our abilities and our inabilities. He makes something good and solid, and as a result, our trust in Him grows. And that's just like the frosting on the cake. The frosting makes the whole thing so much better and worth it. And when our trust in God grows, it makes all that much better. We're more free from worry and fear and insecurities because our trust in Him drives those away. Because if we start to worry, if we start to fear, if we start to stress, we give it to God. Give it to God. All right, one more little tidbit from the Bible. It says in Judges 6, we would read about Gideon. He was a nobody in a family of nobodies, yet God used him to lead a small band of men to overpower a massive enemy army. That's a great reminder for us that trust God to make great things of your life, even when nothing may seem that big or great to you right now. Okay, a bunch of ingredients, none of which tasted good, led to a nice little surprise. They were mixed together and put in heat, transforming the goopy mess into a great little cake. God does the same thing with our lives when we offer ourselves to Him in love and obedience. Let's eat. Get your fork. Wow, that's nice in there, buddy. Get your fork. Okay, what do you guys think? Do you think you have to make sure your bite has icing and cake in it?
Why? This is good. For a second, it tastes like McDonald's chicken nuggets.
What do you think, Charlotte?
Cool.
Is it cooked the whole way through and everything? You guys dig down there? There's still just cake down there?
Mm.
Oh. You guys got a lot of cake there. You need help eating it?
No. No. Make your
Can't take me anywhere.
Ingredients. You can at least make a tiny one.
They won't share. Maybe the next lesson will be about sharing. Aw, Charlotte, thank you. Thank you, Charlotte. That's delicious. Oh, Leonard.
It has icing.
Begrudgingly. Thank you, guys. You're welcome.
Let's feed it to the camera.
Leonard,
The camera's right here.
I know. The camera guy.
Nom.
You're not gonna. I'm not giving you any more icing to make it the whole way down to all that other cake in there. All right, I'm done snitching.
Can you get some from Charlotte, please?